When I went to university back in the 1990s, I was ready for something new. Secondary education had given me plenty of facts and problem-solving skills, but I wanted more. I wanted serious ideas and real debate. I was eager to have my mind stretched. And early on, I realized that if you wanted to be taken seriously, it wasn't enough to just have an opinion. You had to be able to back it up. In this brand new world, I felt I'd found the true way to live, or at least the path to truth. I was surrounded by serious thinkers with serious ideas, and all of it stemmed from logic, reason, rational thinking, sound judgment. This, I thought, was how all people should operate. The world would be so much better if we could just be reasonable. And of course, I still believe this, mostly. If people thought more before acting on impulse, they'd probably make better decisions. If folk learned even a little bit about logical principles, they'd be less easily misled. If more people could spot irrationality, the world might not be in the state it's in. You probably think that too. The trouble is, everyone believes they are the logical ones. No one sets out to follow a philosophy they think is foolish. The most dangerous ideas aren't the ones that sound absurd. They're the ones that sound reasonable. Logic. It isn't what most people think of as something used to lure or entice. When we think of temptation, we often picture raw emotion, desire, fear, greed. But in today's gospel, the devil tempts Jesus not through passion, but through persuasion. His arguments sound reasonable, even scriptural. The first temptation plays on necessity. If you are the Son of God, command this stone to become bread. It makes sense. Jesus is hungry, and he has the power to feed himself. Why not? The second temptation offers a clear path to influence. All this authority I will give you, if you will worship me, said the devil. Wouldn't it be logical to accept power if wielding it could accomplish good? And the third temptation, well, it's practically theological. If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you. If Scripture itself says God will protect him, then surely it would be rational to prove his identity in this way. The devil's temptations are not crude, emotional lures. They are carefully reasoned arguments, constructed to sound like the right course of action. And that is why they are dangerous. The most seductive temptations are the ones that appear rational. The idea that the greatest good for the greatest number is the only rational moral framework can be quite persuasive. The claim that markets naturally regulate themselves, rewarding the best and eliminating the inefficient, can sound like an ironclad truth. Or the belief that if something cannot be measured or proven, it must be irrelevant. Or that morality is entirely subjective. These ideas can seem intellectually compelling at first, but only upon further examination show up their flaws. So as we try to stay alert to the temptations we face, let us not only guard against the emotional pulls that lead us astray, but also the arguments that seem, at first glance, completely reasonable. The most dangerous deceptions are the ones that fit neatly within our own systems of thinking, that align with our preferred logic, that come backed up with citations and formulas. And let us remember Jesus in the desert. The devil does not come as a figure of obvious evil. He comes as someone who, in the cold, hard light of day, sounds like a perfectly reasonable person.